What is up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with a Build-A-Figure. That's right, finally got all those parts in, and we're going to unbox those toys and put that Build-A-Figure together. So, culmination of events transpired to get us here. But if you want to see what this is going to look like, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification while the intro plays, and we'll show you after it's said and done. Stay tuned for the video. So, before we get into showing all this goodness, we want to go ahead and give the shout out to the YouTube channel members who support it or are supporting the channel. Appreciate your membership. If you are watching this on a desktop or a laptop device, you will see the little join button that you can click, and you can see the benefits that come with being a channel member here. Or if you're watching this on a mobile device, you can see the link in the description below, as well as the link for the Patreon. If you buy a lot of books from me, the Patreon will probably give you a little more bang for your buck if you had to choose one or the other. But in either case, appreciate those members. Also, if you are like me, wondering what your comics are doing in this crazy market that we're in, visit gocollect.com for all your collecting questions, interesting articles, all for free, and you can get even more in-depth analysis with a paid-for membership. So, as you know, if you've been watching these videos, you see that I have gone down this whole new rabbit hole called toy collecting. I've gone back and forth as to whether to keep them in the box or keep them outside the box, and different people commenting on these videos have their different ideas, and it's like comic collecting. Some people are all DC, some people look at me crazy when I say Valiant. Well, that's pretty much everybody. But anyhow, so some of us collect Valiant, some collect just Batman, Superman, so on and so forth. And so same thing with toys, in that some people, want it to stay inside the case, and then others not so much. So I've mainly been collecting the McFarlane figures, in particular the Batman. So I'm not a big DC guy, but the DC that I do collect is Batman related, which these days is about everything DC does. But I've been getting some really cool figures and the Merciless figures. Now, I opened up one of my Robin from Earth 22, and it comes with a little chain. I haven't got it wrapped around his little neck. If you see the little niche right there, I can't figure out how to get that in there, and we'll have to take some tweezers or needle nose pliers or something like that to get that to happen. So I bought an extra one of those. So I opened it the other day on a video because I wanted it to be with the Batman Who Laughs, which I have a regular Batman Who Laughs, and in this series, in order to complete the Merciless figure, I had to purchase an extra Batman Laughs who has the wings, the Hawkman wings. And as luck would have it, it came in the mail today. So pretty cool. And of course, this is the inside cover of Hawkman. Forget the number, but there's acetate cover when DC was doing these acetate covers. And then this was covered up, and then you see it when it opened up. So pretty cool. And so we're going to see what this is like. For the purposes of this video, since I've already opened one of these and I have an open one right here for me, I'm going to save that. Like Marvel Legends does, they do DC, or rather Todd McFarlane, they put figures that you're probably less than thrilled about getting in the same line or series, so that you have to buy them, and if you want to complete it. I guess you could go to the secondary market, but even in the secondary market, sometimes you're just better if you can find it. I had tried to pigeonhole myself on these toys by saying, okay, if I've got to see them to buy them. Kind of like I do when I say I soft collect with comics. In other words, I don't go on eBay and actively pursue them that way. However, I had wings were out. Ended up having to get this Batman with the battle axes that I'll show you in a moment. I had to end up getting him off of Amazon, and I ended up getting the this Batman Who Laughs with the wing. I got him off of Macari. So ended up having to buy one of these, and ended up getting an extra Nightwing, which is a really cool figure, but I've already got it, and it goes the 3-piece Build-A-Figure for the Batmobile, but I've already got it. So what I'm going to do is probably do a giveaway for this. If you're interested in toy giveaways and or Funko Pop giveaways, let me know. Typically, my channel is centered around comics, or has been. So let me know if you'd be interested in something like this for a giveaway. So got the wings. Yeah, the guy would not sell it on Macari separately. So end up having to buy that and get that extra one. Nightwing, and I was like, oh well, I'll figure out something to do with it, because it was more expensive. The offers that were out there for either on Macari or other websites were more expensive to just have the Batman Who Laughs figure. And as you know, because I've said this several times before, when I usually will, there's not typically a figure, or has not been a figure that I said, okay, when that comes out, I gotta have it. It's just like too dope. Probably an exception to that would be the Red Hood figure, which I said, man, that is way too dope to not have that. And I did pick it up first time I saw it in a single package. But other than that, I give it a once over, and I was like, yeah. And what happens when I end up saying, okay, let's go ahead and bite the bullet, let's get this thing started, then I said, oh, well, I found those other ones so easy. Well, they're never back there when you go. So then that was the way it was for this Hawkman Batman Who Laughs figure, because I've seen it several times in several places. And then when you decide, hey, I'm going to get that Merciless figure, can't find it, right? So I don't know, I might actually, at first, I thought that I liked, this is the traditional Batman Who Laughs figure that came out, okay? But he's really kind of stiff. There's not a lot of movement. I mean, you got the typical points of articulation in the ankles, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. But this one actually looks to be a little more mobile. Like his legs, you can spread his legs out a little bit more like that. He's still got the typical points of articulation with the foot. And but then even his arms seem to go out a little bit more. I like the face sculpt a little bit more. It's maybe a little bit more menacing. I don't know. Seems to have a lot more neck movement than the other figure does. So might actually end up liking this one better than that one. And let's see, is this going to be the right wing? This would be actually. And so that's pretty cool. So the wings have articulation too. So you can do the wings up, you can do them to the side like that. So that's really cool. Oh crap, I just broke it. Let me take back everything I just said. You gotta be joking me. Well, this is live action here, folks. So the little swivel, there we go. It popped back on. Okay, good. There's a little swivel, but there's a limited amount. I just crap and did it again. That and it's going to waller out, and then I'm going to do nothing. Okay. So you have to, once you put the blocks in the back, you got to watch how you move them. So you need to have them in a certain position as you want them when you get ready to put them in. Otherwise, you're going to have what I had, where those little things that go in the back pop off the connection thing. As you've seen, I was able to put it back on, but now look how the wings are kind of cockeyed. I don't know that they're really supposed to do that. But you can make the wings fan out. So that's really dope. And do like that. There we go. Yeah, maybe more like that. Still looks like it's a little, probably going to have to mess with it a little bit to get it just right. But I like the wingspan. I like the fact that you can do the wings like this, kind of like Archangel's wings. If you think about from the X-Men, how he kind of moves them down so they're, not crowding everyone, because this guy is going to be up there with all them other toys, and he's gonna not need to be taking up that much space, guy. You got like way too much space you're taking up here. And typical for the DC McFarlane figures, they have the little DC black stand. This is the scene where he takes him from Hawkman there, and then of course the data file on the back. So with him, the Merciless head, the shoulder pads, and the sword is what comes there. Now, like I said, I had opened up one of the Robins. So for the purposes of this video, I opened up one of these, and the Robin comes with the chest piece. So I'm going to go ahead and put this head on. Now, since I am not nothing but a novice toy collector, I can write off some of my horror with this from being ill-informed, I guess you'd say. So this is the Merciless head now attached. Even though he's a big figure, he does have a lot of head movement, I think, for a figure this big. And so that's pretty dope already. Now, the shoulder pads go in right here above the arms. But remembering from the Bane figure where I had some issues with I might have issues with the arms on this one. So I'm going to wait and put these shoulder pads on after I put the arms on. And the arms are in this Batman. Now, this Batman would be one of the ones that I'd say, hey, I'm cool with getting this because, Batman with battle axes, how can you go wrong with that, right? So these McFarlane are either 3 or 4-part builder figures. The Batmobile is only 3 parts. The other ones, I think, are all 4s. And I guess that's better in my mind than the Marvel Legends where they want to make you buy 7. I don't think that the Marvel Legends are a better series or anything like that. The Builder figures are not better than the McFarlane Builder figures. I think it's just that Marvel overall probably does a better job marketing. I will say that the McFarlane toy game is really what stepped up the toy game, period. Because before that, if you remember back to the days of old where you had horrible head sculpts and the like, McFarlane raised the game on that. So this is one of his battle axes. Notice all the little little notches and stuff like that. So that's pretty dope. Got another one very similar to that. And this logo on this particular Batman reminds me a lot of the White Knight or the Murphyverse logo. It's not the same Batman or the same costume necessarily. It's what it reminds me of. Right. How in the world I got that down in there? So this is pretty cool. All right, so this Batman is pretty dope. Battle axes alone, right? But you got the articulation in the ankle and the foot there, going out like that. The wrist turns. His armor kind of comes over that wrist. So even though it looks stiff, you can still move the wrist and that, and then his arms come out like that. It's kind of, I like the way that the cape kind of drapes over, kind of like it's being blown in the wind. That's really cool. And as you saw me smell it, I like to smell it too. And he bends over or back like he's looking up. So it'd be cool to set him up against a Merciless figure where he's looking up at it because it's going to be taller than him. So this is a really cool figure. I like the grays, the blacks, and the yellows. I think they go well together. So let's see how well this battle axe goes in his hand. There we go. Oh yeah, he's ready to do battle with the Joker or the Batman Who Laughs. Either one or both at the same time. I'm Batman. I am the Knight. I'm not the one that they need. I'm the one they deserve. Okay. So yeah, pretty dope. He's got another one, just like another battle axe. Now he had the arms. So we're going to take the arms out of the package here. Trying to get my little scalpel knife and put those little plastic bindings in there without scratching up or cutting the piece itself. Because I know I'd be kicking myself if I scratched it up, you know. So let's see here. So this is the arm, got the gauntlet. Let's see how much that moves there. As a big of a figure, bulky of a figure as this is, I wouldn't expect it to move all that terrible much. All right, so the arms popped in there pretty easily. Let's see. Oop. Well, and they popped out just easy. Dang, that arm's up. There we go. You gotta loosen it up a little bit. Because I try to loosen it up enough to push his arms down closer to his side, and it ended up popping it back off. That's when it popped back off. So, not that I'm really going to be moving his arms up, but you got to push in a little bit, otherwise it's going to end up popping it back out. Now maybe with these shoulder pads on here, okay, there's that R for right side. Is it his left or my left? I'm going to go with his left, although I don't think that's right. Is it? Huh. Because it almost looks the exact same, but I don't know that it is. It's my right. So when looking at the figure, the R, it says R on the inside. It's talking about my right as I'm looking at it. So my right, his left. So as a public service announcement, so knowing what it did while ago, I mean, okay, this one's a lot looser than that one was. Also, since I mentioned earlier, I have a extra robin. I also have an extra chess piece. If anybody's looking for a chess piece, let me know. I posted on Instagram, but sometimes people see that. Maybe I didn't put the right tags on it or something. So if you're needing one, you don't want to get the robin or something. You need a chess piece for something else. So I'm buff. So this is starting to really shape up. Look really cool. Right there. And then he's got the sword. Kind of turn it out to the side so you see it like that. Now, I was talking about figures I was not too impressed with, and that is going to be this Superman the Infected. You know, the Superman Infected, I mean, it lasted for like one issue. If you read the Batman and Superman comic when the Infected whole storyline took place, Batman cured him and it was said done. And so I'm like, why would you even make a story about it? I mean, I'm not a big Superman fan, but if I had to have one, I would rather have like the typical traditional Superman, not the infected one. So I might not keep this figure. I might just sell it now that I've got the thing out of it. But this is the infected deal. I don't know if I showed this or not. I've got so many action scenes or whatever I can post up now. But I guess a cool one to do with this one would be Batman. Sorry about that. Would be a Batman facing off, like this Batman facing off against an infected Superman. And I've got one of the little flying stands. So Superman's, as you would assume, his arms flex where you can do them in traditional Superman pose. All the typical points of articulation, including like this, like he got hit. And so that's kind of cool. I just don't like the face. He has the punching hands, and he also has the grabbing hands. So it's not the worst one. It's not the worst one. Not one I would have going for either. So these should be a little easier to figure which one's left and right, and they are shaped. Let's see here. Okay, that one, I felt that one pop in. I didn't really feel that one pop in. But I think that it is. And so here we have the Merciless figure in all of its glory. He's got the foot articulation, a little ankle articulation. The thing with him, and he does like this, so like you could, step him up on a stone somewhere or something. But you wouldn't expect, or I didn't expect, him to be a super agile figure just because of the nature of the figure. But to put it in perspective, the heights, that's foot to foot. So you can see that he's definitely a head taller than traditional Batman. So really cool looking. It really makes me want to get the rest of the Batman from the Dark Universes. I've got the Doomsday Batman, and I want to get the Flash one, but I've seen it only in a 2-pack, and I really didn't want to get a regular Flash figure. But the other ones, like the Green Lantern, the Drowned, and the one that reminds me of Martian Manhunter. I can't think of his name right now, but I've been kind of on the fence with it. But with this Merciless figure and the Batman Who Laughs leading them, and the little Robins, because I'll have multiple ones of those, it just makes me want to actually think about getting them. Watch, now that I want to get them, you can't find them nowhere. And I've seen the Batman Drowned everywhere on sale too, so that is kind of a good thing. So pretty cool. I got that. And something that I did not box in another video, depending on when I drop this video, because I've already pre-recorded me getting this figure, so I will drop it on this video probably after that one. But if I happen to mess up, pretend like you've never seen this figure. This is the Batman Unmasked. This is the Thomas Wayne from Flashpoint, or more recently, the City of Bane, I guess. And so there was one with him masked. I don't remember if I seen that one and had passed on it, or if I hadn't seen it or not. I can't remember. But the late girl at Walmart, she was putting them out, looking to put them out, and I said, "Here, go ahead, give me that one, because I'll just take it." It was really neat because you usually don't see new any figures at Walmart. So Jason Fabok killing it on the Batman scene there. I kind of like the one part. Well, oh, there it is. Last thing I needed, kids to find a blade somewhere. So did that blade break? But on one hand, I like the idea of it being masked, just because I like the head sculpt better than I do this one. And then on the other hand, I'm like, I kind of like him unmasked, because it kind of differentiates him from Bruce. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll show you the face sculpt in a minute, and you can make that choice. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. You like the one masked or unmasked Thomas Wayne? All right. Poop smell. So here is him, and of course, there's a little subtle differences between his and traditional Batman costume. red and black as opposed to yellow and black. The bat symbol is a little bit different. It's got these little horns around his cape. And of course, he carries guns, something that, depending on the iteration of Batman, does not care for. And so that's pretty cool. So I'll put the guns in the holsters located at his sign. And he has a huge sword. And the fun thing about this is going to be Robin. So if you read the Tom King storyline City of Bane, which was a good story, just waxed on too long. You know, with Thomas Wayne being in there, you know that he brought Damian in there and first snapped Alfred's neck in front of him. Well, the Damian figure has a sword as well. So grandfather against grandson. I'd like to get a Ra's al Ghul one. Maybe McFarlane, if you're listening out there, do a Ra's al Ghul one, and then have them face off like so. So pretty cool there. Put him on the traditional black stand. So yeah, he's got the little cow, you know, kind of, you can't pull it up. It's not malleable or nothing, but let me know if you like the idea of him being unmasked to kind of differentiate himself between Bruce, or you like the idea of the masking. So let me know in the comments down below, and in the comments down below, let me know what you think about all these toy unboxings that I've been doing as of late. And before we get out of here, I do want to shout out the channel members, both Patreon and the YouTube channel members. The links are in the description below if you're interested in joining any of those. If not, that's fine as well. Also, check out GoCollect.com for the ever-changing prices and values of your comic book and collectibles. GoCollect.com for free, and have a pay-for membership and get even more in-depth analysis. So until next time, folks, keep reading, keep collecting. Adios.